Today I'm gonna be attempting to do this into Womp3D. What's Womp3D? Stay out and find it out by yourself. So this is a new tool, let's call it for that, and it's called Womp3D. It's super fresh. It just came out today. You can even see here in the header, Womp is launched today. So let's see how it is. Because as far as I've seen, they have really powerful stuff. For example, this one. And the way that it's working, I would say is exactly the same as Unreal Engine is doing MetaHuman. So it's connected to a server, and the advantage of this is that you can do 3D basically anywhere. And the most fascinating thing is that you can do 3D also even on an iPad. It doesn't have to be the newest one. It could be just an iPad with a connection to Wi-Fi. So let's see how friendly it is for you to start making something. So let's jump into it. I'm gonna go here, make a new file, and welcome back. For starters, this looks almost like a Discord server, let me tell you. And of course, here's the welcome scene. If you click, you morph, looks nice. This is our outliner. I'll say this navigation. I'm not pressing anything. Also, we have the instructions here on top. Now, this is a cool feature. Here on this small corner, you can insert a reference image, and the reference image, you can make it transparent. But I wonder if I can. Yes, actually you can. So you're actually getting a pure ref inside of this website. That's so convenient. It is a pure ref inside the website. That's so cool. I was just taking my time here to see where I can find more objects, but it was so simple that here on top you have a primitive objects, a curve, and some shared models, so you can keep bash inside of this place, and that's really nice. On the next tab you have materials and the backdrops. Let's see, switch this to blue, and maybe I'm just gonna go back to some default gray, the lightning, which is just a simple HDRI that we have it over here already. So I'm not gonna be messing with that at the time being. It caught me off guard because I was looking, okay, how I just can do something else that is not just simple move around the scene. And if you hover a little bit over on the model, you will see that you have this convenient arrows. So you're basically just in need to use a simple mouse to do this. Same goes with the scale. You just need to grab the corner points and you'll be there. Now, coming from a Blender user, which I highly love hotkeys to make my work faster, this is not so intuitive. And this section right here, I just duplicated by pressing Ctrl and moving. Wait, it wasn't Ctrl. Okay, it's Command and just sliding off like in ZBrush, but it feels a little bit odd at the time being. So after a couple of minutes that I've been doodling here around, I just noticed that there is this cool function that is called curve. And the curve actually is just that, it's a curve. The only big issue on that is that whenever I'm trying to make this Boolean operation, the curve is not being affected at all. And it's just affecting my other objects. So this is really gonna be a super alpha model. And we will see how it goes later. Also, another important thing is that you need to have in mind that if you want to make a cut through something, this has a hierarchy. So So let's say that I want to cut this piece, and if this piece is right under my cutting Boolean operation, it's not going to happen, and it's just going to be cutting what's on top of this hierarchy. But if I just move this under, you're going to be able to cut through it. Now, I know that it's super limited, but man, I'm having a hard time here just trying to make this fit wherever I want, just to make the pivot point on the center of the object, not any longer to make the pivot all on the object locally. What do I mean? I just showed this on the tutorial of how to make a gun, but yeah, we basically want the z-axis to go straight in the warp, not straight to the object. I just got to the point that it was so hard to work on these pieces inside of a model like I'm used to do when I'm working on my 3D software, that I just decided to move it aside and just basically do the bezier line or the curve line with these primitive shapes. So that's what I'm gonna be doing, just working on the side and pasting, and I don't think it's gonna be looking really great, but for a free software, it's not a software, for a free tool on Office Stage, we're getting somewhere. And finally, after a couple of minutes doodling here around, the paint is over. It doesn't look as good as it looks on the website, but once again, remember that it's an alpha, and this is all for testing purposes and mainly for entertaining purposes. It's so early that it's hard to work on it, even if it's just telling you that you can work on it remotely on anywhere, even on a toaster, then it's totally fine. But I will just recommend this for those people that want to do 3D first time in their life, or they just want to have fun a little bit. Time changes, and with that, well, we're not going to be always dealing around with paint from Microsoft. Now we can have this kind of technology. And yes, this is going to be my final thought on it. It's really hard. It's so limited. I wish that they have more than just basic Boolean operations, maybe some taper, so you can decrease the scale size of some objects. But for the time being, I think that's gonna be it with this model. And let me know if you want me to check some other software add-ons or whatever you have in mind or curiosity, and subscribe.